Hello everybody. I just got back from the gym. Didn't really do that hard of a workout. Just did like a walking, Pilates, yoga, whatever. Just wanted to come on as I'm driving back home just to really encourage some of you. I just felt that the Lord was really pressing this on my heart, and also wanted to just share this if this helps somebody. But you cannot assume that people can read your mind. You cannot assume that other people are going to be there for you when you need them, that other people are going to remember specific important dates for you, that people are going to remember your birthday, or that people are going to always maybe value the same things that you value. And if you have certain needs or values or wants that you need from somebody, whether it's from friendships or coworkers or just acquaintances or whatnot, this video just kind of pertains to friendships and to acquaintances, people in your life. You really have to tell people what you need and what you want, because people are not mind readers. If you hold certain things that are very important to you and you don't express that and tell people that, or when somebody doesn't come through for you, or you have an expectation of somebody that they need to meet, or that you're hoping they can provide for you, but that's never communicated, or you don't set those expectations up right away, you're going to be really disappointed. And if you're somebody that just says, oh, I've show up for other people, I've done this for someone, I've done that for someone, that someone is just automatically going to reciprocate or turn the favor, that's not true. And so if you really want to get a lot out of your friendships, a lot out of the relationships that you have in your life, you have to communicate and set boundaries and tell people what you want. So for example, if you are somebody that really needs your friends to check in on you at least once a month, or once every 2 weeks, or just send a text message once a week, you have to really communicate that, and you have to let that know, because some people can go months, weeks without necessarily talking to you, but then when they see you, they act like everything is fine. And if you're somebody that feels loved by a consistent pattern of communication and you're not getting that, you're going to be very disappointed and upset. And then if you stuff that down and don't tell somebody that really upset you or hurt you, then they're going to either keep repeating the same pattern, or you're going to hold resentment, and it's going to build and build and build and build until finally you get angry, and now you are just ready to either blow up at somebody, call someone out really harshly, or just cut people out of your life because, oh, they don't care, I'm such a good friend and they don't deserve me. But the reality is that, well, number one, there's not a lot of people that are going to be there for you. People are selfish by nature. It's just a human thing. But if you don't tell people or call others out, if somebody does things that hurt you and you have a friend that's not consistently communicating to you, you need to tell them that. You have to hold people accountable, and you have to be the person that's setting those boundaries and setting up those expectations and be an adult and communicate about it. And never make the assumption just because somebody is an adult or because they're older in age that they're going to understand that. It doesn't matter how old somebody is. I mean, you'd be surprised. I know so many adults that they have no idea how to communicate about how they feel, or if someone upset them, because they're afraid, oh, it's going to ruin the friendship, or afraid of conflict. But I'm here to tell you that if somebody does something that hurts you, you need to tell them, and you need to keep them accountable to that. And the way people respond, or if they don't respond at all, that's on them. You cannot control how other people respond, how other people are going to take it, the reactions of other people. The only thing that you can control is yourself. And if you need to set up a boundary with somebody, or say, for example, somebody just calls you nonstop, or they only call you when they need something, or when you are getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning to go pick somebody up, your friend, from the airport, and then when it's your turn, they don't reciprocate, you need to call somebody out, and you need to say, hey, I was hurt that, you know, I'm showing up for you, or that this is something very important to me, and I really needed you here, and you were not present. And you need to tell somebody that. And if they just do not want to apologize or ask for forgiveness, or you don't see a pattern of change where they say, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I'll be better next time, but they continue to do that again and again, you're going to start to see a pattern. This person is not a reliable person. This person does not share your same values. You are not a priority in this person's life. And it's sad but true, and you have to acknowledge that. But there are people that generally are good friends, but sometimes life happens, or they just are not aware of things that are important to you. And you also will have some friends that apologize and that will make those amends and will make those efforts, and that's great too. So just want to encourage you, if you need to speak up and say if somebody is offending you or hurting you, speak up. Don't listen just by lip service, by what people say. Listen to what their actions are. Watch how they respond. Watch what they're saying. If the actions line up, then that's a true person you want to keep in your life. And if not, then they need to go. They are not somebody that's supposed to be in your life. Now, some people are okay with, you know, people not showing up for birthdays or not maintaining consistent communication. And if you're somebody that doesn't need that, or just is okay with having a lot of acquaintances, that's great. But if you're somebody that, you know, especially as Christians, if you're somebody that really wants to have close relationships in your life, you have to really tell people what you want and what the expectations are. And, you know, it should be realistic, because we all go through different seasons in life, especially if you have friends that, you know, have big families, have a lot of children, have very demanding jobs, they're traveling a lot, or you know that somebody is going through a really tough time in your life, then, you know, don't say that. You have to be realistic. But yeah, communicate how you feel. Tell people if they're upsetting you. Be honest. Don't lie. Don't stuff things down. Don't just, oh, I'll just brush it off. You know, don't make excuses for people, especially if you're somebody that is, you know, a ride or die friend that is consistently showing up for people. You know, don't make excuses for people. Call people out on their crap, because we all need to be called out. I've been called out in my life too, and I'm like, oh, I have to make some changes. And I'm glad that people have called me out, because I'm very willing to grow and to learn. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to get on here and say. Communicate, and don't be a people pleaser. Don't be a pushover. Don't hide your feelings. Don't be afraid to rock the boat. Rock the boat, man. If somebody is doing something that hurts you, or somebody on the flip side to the extreme seriously has disrespected you, has completely devalued you, belittled you, doesn't validate how you feel, you got to cut that person off. If you tell someone how they feel and you say, oh, you're being too sensitive, or oh, it's just not my fault, or oh, they're just full of excuses, or oh, I just can't be happy for you because oh, this is happening. No, that's victim mindset, and you don't want those kind of people in your life either. So yep, just wanted to get on here and share that. So cut people off if you need to. Tell people how you feel, call them out, and watch their actions. Don't just watch what they say, watch the actions. If they continue to do the same thing, you cut them off. And if they show signs of remorse and they're showing by their actions that that relationship is important to you, that friendship is valuable to them as it is to you, then keep them in your life. So just wanted to encourage that for some of you that maybe tend to be stuffers, or don't want to have conflict, or you just, you know, don't want to tell people what you need because you're afraid that they're not going to come through you or not be reliable. No, tell people what you want, and their actions will show if they're reliable or they're not. If they're reliable, then that's wonderful. If they're not reliable, then you have to really reevaluate the friendship, the season, or you need to cut them off. So hope that was helpful and encouraging to some of you. Be blessed. Don't become bitter. Always continue to remain loving and kind to others. and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.